You know, I learned so much from the native elders during my years in prison. I thought maybe I would teach you guys a thing or two about the practices within the sweat lodge, also known as the Inipi. And just so you know, there's a few good polar bears still around, like this one here, my brother from Kaktovik. And of course, I have to thank Sister Quipo for sending me this picture of her recent trip to a sweat with some elders. Now, before we enter the Adipi and all the preparations have been done, we start with a prayer and then we sing a little song to welcome the stones into the lodge. The welcoming song for the Enyans, the stone people, is very, very old and it's very simple, and I'm going to give it to you here. But first, let's start with the prayer. O Wankantankan, Palamie, O Hichita, Grandfather, I come to you in a good way, and I thank you so much for all of the blessings that you have bestowed on my life. And now let's welcome the stone people. Enyan wan hanajie, wayankie lohai. Oya teke yani piktacha hanajie kola wayankie lohai. See, if you were in prison and you were fortunate enough to humble yourself and participate in the sweat rituals with the native elders, you would have learned much. And their system of degrees, you show advancement and they give you a word or they give you a song. And this is how I came to know that the Enyans, the stone people, are the oldest race on the face of this earth. And the way to release their knowledge and wisdom into your life is to heat the stones and then pour water on top of them. And this is also how I learned about the Iktomi, which is their word for the spider, who was the teacher of wisdom, because every web that he weaves is an original work of art. And then he sits back and allows the universe to bring him that which sustains him. And at a certain point in time, I was sitting within the Inipi, having just gone through a vicious warrior sweat. And I realized in that moment what a privilege it was for me to have a seat in that lodge. Not the richest man in the world could have purchased a seat. And the elders taught me that when we build our half sphere, our Inipi, on our plane, our ancestors build one on their plane, and it makes a sphere. And in that way, our sweat runs to them, and their sweat runs to us. And I was born and raised in Alaska, and I'm honored to have the support and the kindness and the love from the indigenous community in this state. Oh,